Brian, and today we're going to talk about advanced strumming techniques, particularly the swing feel. And so I'm going to break this down into 3 parts. We're going to talk about right hand, left hand techniques. We're going to talk through the strumming pattern, and then I'm going to give you guys some tips about how to practice and improve. So right hand and left hand techniques, the way I'm playing this is I'm using my thumb and my index finger. Particularly on the down strums, I'm using my thumb, okay? And on the up strums, my index finger. And that's just gonna give me a softer feel, a softer touch to the ukulele, okay? Let me give an example. It's like, right? Because I'm just using the flesh of my fingers. You know, if I were to play, for instance, with just my index finger with my nail, right? It's like, and you know, it works, but it, you know, it's a little harsh, right? So that's where I'm using the flesh of my fingers, okay? The left hand technique now, it's all about the muting, okay? You might have learned how to play like a chuck, and that's one way of muting strings, right, with your right hand. But in this technique, you're gonna use your left hand to either drop some fingers on the strings to mute it, or you're going to raise your fingers off the frets so that you're just muting the strings, okay? Let me give you an example. If I'm on like these lower position chords, it's like what I'm doing is I'm dropping my fingers onto the strings, okay? If you're playing in these upper inversions up here, it's like what you can do is you're just letting go. Let go of the frets, but keep your fingers on the strings, right? And that's that mute sound. So practice those, get comfortable with that, and now let's talk about strumming pattern. Okay, the trick to this is we're gonna subdivide, okay? The pulse is, let's say we're talking with quarter notes right now. If 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. What you might be used to is like even eighths. It goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, okay? That's like an even subdivision, okay? When it comes to swing, the foundation for swing is the triplet, right? So instead of 1 and 2 and, it's like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, right? And that triplet feel, that's what's gonna give you that swing vibe, okay? So step 1 is play on the down beat, okay, with your thumb, and just say the word triplet, okay? So I'm just give you an example. We're gonna do G minor 7, C7, F, and D7, okay? So 3, 4, triplet, 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 okay? Just get familiar with that pulse, okay? Then step 2 is you're gonna add the up strum on the word let, okay? I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit, but here's how it's gonna sound, okay? 3, 4, triplet, 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 triplet. Okay, one more thing I wanna call out is as I'm doing this, the more important strum is the up strum. That the word let, you wanna make sure you're kind of emphasizing that. Okay. Now, step 3, just to get that feel right, okay, we're gonna subtract some of these strums. In particular, just for this exercise, beats 2 and 4, okay, that's where we're gonna mute with the left hand, okay? So I'm gonna do down, up on beats 1 and 3, and I'm on beats 2 and 4, I'm just gonna have my hand muted, okay? So it sounds like this, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? But don't stop there, okay? Once you get comfortable with that, now you can start experimenting with where you place that up strum anywhere in the count. You don't have to just follow that 2-4 muting thing that I just did. Let me give an example of how you can start to vary this up, right? Once you get comfortable with the down and the up strums. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you just kind of play with the, where that pulse is, throw in some up strums, and really start to feel that pulse, right? That swing feel with the up strum, okay? All right, so now let's talk through some tips about, how you can improve. One thing that comes to mind is where you do your chord change with the swing feel, okay? And let me just demonstrate this. I'm gonna start using some inversions now, okay? So I'm same thing, G minor, C7 with F7 to a D7, okay? And I'm just gonna call out how I'm playing it on the beat, okay? And then there's a way to anticipate the chord change by playing the new chord with the up strum, okay? So let me demonstrate that. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. So I'm just playing it straight, all right, straight. See that? So I've got that swing feel now. Right, so that anticipation that I did on the D7, that's a trick you can start doing. Every once in a while, you can throw in that anticipation, and then it kind of gives it that nice swing vibe, that swing feel. Especially if you've got a bassist who's just walking straight quarter notes, 4 on the floor, and you just hit that anticipated chord just before he hits his, and it's like, it's magic. I love it. Okay, so other things that you can practice is certainly practice with a metronome. Okay, so let me just demonstrate that. I know a lot of this I've just been playing freely just to teach you how the swing feel goes, but I've got a metronome here, and hopefully you can feel that, right? And let me just demonstrate how you would practice, and this is a very simple, just quarter notes, right? 3, triplet, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to play with the metronome, just internalize that quarter note, that pulse, and see if you can get that swing 8th note feel, right, going with that metronome. Now the last thing I want to call out is even more important than playing with a metronome is playing with other people. Play with recordings. If whatever has that live feel to it. What I'm demonstrating here is a very strict approach to learning swing feel, but it doesn't end there. If you just master the triplet feel, that's not swing. In fact, a lot of swing is played with this sort of varied approach to where that swung 8th note is, right? Some people play it a little bit closer to the even 8th note, and other people lay it back even more, and they have this heavy swing to it. And all this is to say that there's no one correct way to play swing, but there's many different ways, and it kind of varies by who you're playing with, right? And can you lock in that groove with them, and once you do, it feels great, right? Because everyone's playing and feeling that pulse the same way. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it with that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I hope to make more videos. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play you guys out now with a little bit of that swing feel, okay? And I hope you guys enjoy. Here we go. 2